Welcome to the Light True Crime. We're going to talk about Santos Salazar's case, and then briefly Brianna Olsen as part of this. So, as I was posting before, I did go down to the courthouse today. I was there anyway, looking up some of my other local court cases and getting documents. There is nothing yet filed for him, which is understandable because Santos has not been arraigned yet before a judge. So let's work with what we do know because honestly, the majority of this, we really don't know anything, and I like to work with facts. What we do know is that Santos is currently in jail on an attempted homicide charge, and there's $1 million bond set for him. So Santos will next be arraigned before a judge on Monday morning. And in that arraignment, hopefully, that should really give us some more information and details of what the heck is going on. What is this charge? What is the situation? Is there a full criminal complaint? Etc. Will anything be adjusted with his bond at that time? That's when we'll find out. So some people have asked, will I go to the arraignment? Yes, I cover court cases, so I will go see what's going on and let everybody know Monday morning what the update is. Now, People magazine did give a little snippet of information. They said that a spokesperson for the Los Angeles Police Department told People that officers responded to a call for a, quote, domestic violence incident just after midnight on Thursday, August 13th, and arrested a, quote, adult male suspect for attempted homicide. So I just want to be very clear. That's really all that we know to work with. Anything else that anyone is saying is pure speculation, and none of it is fact. If they don't have documentation to support it or receipts to prove it, then you have to take everything you hear with a grain of salt. I purely like to work with facts and documents on my channel. Now, just a little insight to Monday. Depending on what happens on Monday, depending on the bond situation, and what happens, again, this bond is set based kind of on some settings in the system that's going to put that $1 million bond there because of the charges. But we have to wait till the judge hears everything Monday and then actually sets the full amount, or if there's no bond, because that happens in some cases. But depending on what happens, if he's not released or has some bond that he's able to put up, after that, that is the point that he would then receive permanent housing over in the men's central jail here in downtown Los Angeles, which is just historically known as a pretty horrendous jail to be waiting in. But at this time, that's not where he is. He's simply going to be waiting in the LAPD. I believe he's on Olympic at their jail and just waiting for this Monday hearing. So he'll be there all weekend. I mean, it's not fun. He likely could still be in his clothes that he was arrested in until he is seen Monday. We've just because I've seen that in cases before. We saw that in the David Burke case and all that until they actually went to be booked into the men's central jail. I'm going to be honest about something here, and this is where people can help fill in some spaces that are really in the know and the lore. I don't know a ton of the background of all live streamers. I learned a lot about Ash-Trevino, and again, that was from the fact that this went to a criminal court case. So I have a whole thing. I think live streaming is so incredibly dangerous, just in general, to your own personal safety, to be letting people know where you are at all times, etc. That's a whole separate thing. It's something is going to happen one day that's not going to be good. And there have been things, but really bad. It just makes me so nervous that people don't stop and look at the safety aspect of live streaming, where they are fully exposing their locations, where they are at any given time. Without thinking about personal safety anymore these days. Anyway, moving on from that small thing, but I don't know if this came up before because I don't know all the full history with these two. Okay. I'm aware of stuff going on. I'm aware of the family case that Brianna has had with her ex and the father of her eldest child, John, in Texas. Okay. I'm catching up. But now, did anything come up about the TRO that was filed and police reports from, sorry, I'm looking at my papers here, from back in, let's see, it looks like some of this started, like this original incident was back from October 31st of 2025, so like last Halloween. And this case that happened, like, was kind of refiled as well in February of 2026. And then it was filed in February 2026, and then it looks like April 2026 of a TRO, not against her ex, but against somebody else. I'm just not sure what has or has not been covered in the public. And to try to give a little more insight to get some help if this was covered or not, this was like part of some of the exhibits from. This was a text, and I tried to cut out identifying information, but this email had something from October 9, 2025 that says, no, that was an old video they posted to cover up when Santos was detained by the police. They are actually fixing the door this Saturday. I will be there supervising. Please don't worry. Brianna's trying to leave him, but he claimed squatter rights when she called the police. This is why she's needing to move out early in order to not have him in her life. Which, listen, whatever's going on, if anything's in life, if someone is harming you or toxic, whatever, I am all for please get away from them in any way possible. But exhibits in this case go on to show, like, even it has images of Ruby Santos and Brie Olson in this, and yeah, like there's photos in this case. I don't know what has or has not. I don't know if this is going to show, but I don't know what has or has not been covered. Specifically, when it goes to police reports, we have stuff that talks about that this one involves a report of invasion of privacy, saying that they used cell phone cameras and recorded the inside of the victim's residence through the window. Then we also have vandalism, where suspects used possible screwdriver to slash all four of victims' vehicle tires. And it looks like this vehicle, for some reason, like it hit electrical cords, may have been totaled out from the damage that occurred. Part of this harassment involved the victim saying that the unrelenting harassment caused me to have a seizure. I am epileptic, diagnosed with left temporal lobe epilepsy, and my seizures are caused by stress. I would love to know if that was covered or not. Again, this is just stuff I found in court today, so I am not sure. And then the other thing that was part of this, I heard people questioning, just from what I saw recently about Brianna's license. I don't know if this is anything, but here's what was actually a part of this case. Now, when I heard about Santos being arrested and stuff, and I saw some videos, I saw something that kept coming up about, does Brianna have her license? And she said that she does. Now, I don't know. Again, I want to say everything's alleged here, but she absolutely very may well have her license. But I just want to say that when it came to these documentations, it had a photo of her identification card. And I want to say that specifically because an identification card in California, in any state, is not the same as a driver's license. And this was issued on June 11th of 2025. So just over a year ago. That's why I'm saying, like, yeah, obviously situations change. But this, I just wanted to show, like, there's differences, and you can see identification card, it says ID, and then here's what it should show for a license. Call out differences is that top part would say driver license instead of identification card. Instead of an ID number, it would say DL for driver license, because that's your number. And then also that circled part in the top right area would have a class for, C for your ability to drive. And none of that is involved on the identification card that was in these documents with this whole harassment and, vehicular vandalism case that I saw. And just so you know, this is not a real ID. This is what California state website uses to just show what a driver's license actually looks like and what it entails. So you guys let me know. I feel like that wasn't really much information or updates on anything. I'm just giving you what I have. Again, I don't have all this whole significant background history that others may have, so feel free to educate me in the comments and let me know what's up and what's going on as I look further into things. And the one personal aspect I will put to it is that I understand that a new baby was introduced to this scenario less than a month ago, and my one thing as a mother and as a single mother is that regardless, whatever happens, is that the number one thing is you always do what's in the best interest of your child and or children. So whatever happens here, that needs to be the priority always, is that everything is in the best interest of the child or children, because I have an understanding that there's a child that there's not a full custody of. So that needs to be the main focus here, and adults have to adult and figure things out for themselves. But if there are children involved, that it is their safety first and foremost. So that's all for this one. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Light True Crime. Please make sure that you're following me for more updates on this case and many others that I do cover. I've got a lot of updates on cases today. And remember to stay safe, be kind to one another. And as always, I will see you all in the next one.